A clear December morning at Vandenberg Air Force Base. The nation's West Coast launch site. For months, an Air Force industry team has been preparing for this moment. It's a scene that has been played out in secrecy time and time again during the past 30 years. But this time is different. This time, for the first time, the U.S. government announces in advance the launch of a reconnaissance satellite. Designing, building, and operating America's reconnaissance satellites is the business of the National Reconnaissance Office, known as the NRO. From its headquarters outside Washington, D.C., the NRO serves as the nation's eyes and ears in space. It evolved from the CIA Air Force team that developed the world's first spy satellites. Established in 1961, the NRO remained a highly secret organization until 1992. After World War II, the nation's leaders vowed there would never be another surprise like Pearl Harbor. The increasing threat of nuclear war demanded some new way to assess the capabilities and the intent of the Soviet Union. What were the Soviets doing in their vast Eurasian heartland? What were they planning? How could America find out? In order to peer over the Iron Curtain, the U.S. government designed and flew a very high-altitude reconnaissance aircraft, the U-2. It was designed to fly so high, no missile could reach it. But in 1960, a U-2 spy plane was shot down over Soviet territory. The pilot, Gary Powers, was captured and imprisoned. Aircraft overflights were stopped. And America's brief glimpse of denied territory went dark. The answer to the dilemma turned out to be a risky, new, and untried effort: spying from space. But how would the Soviets react? What would the rest of the world do? The answers were not at all clear, and the stakes were high. The very existence of such a capability had to be kept secret. Less than 4 months after the U-2 shootdown, the United States had its secret eye in space. It was the world's first in a series of photo reconnaissance satellites. Secretly called Corona, the program was the hard-earned achievement of the then super-secret National Reconnaissance Office. Thousands of people working under tight deadlines and in the utmost secrecy transformed the concept of taking pictures from space from theory into a reality. Their efforts were part of the space race, and their achievements are now recognized in the Smithsonian Institution's Space Race exhibit at the National Air and Space Museum. The Soviets built a space reconnaissance program of their own. Throughout the Cold War, space surveillance became one of, if not the, key element in preserving what, at times, was a precarious peace. NRO satellites continue to gather information vital to U.S. interest. Much of the technology must remain classified to protect today's operations. The list of customers that employ NRO products includes the White House, the CIA, the Defense Department, and the State Department. They use the intelligence gathered by the NRO to monitor arms control agreements and to alert the United States and its allies of possible attack and other threats against them. They help the United States keep tabs on nuclear proliferation, chemical weapons, and terrorist developments by giving the nation access to denied areas. They also help monitor foreign trade agreements and the environment. To ensure that the nation has the technology and know-how to acquire intelligence worldwide, the NRO has tapped into the expertise of tens of thousands of professionals in the aerospace industry and in government. Working as a team in an environment that fosters creativity and ingenuity, they were and are technical pioneers. To meet military commanders' needs to wage quick-tempo, precision strike warfare, the NRO helped develop a rapid targeting system and process that puts imagery into fighter cockpits. Using both archived and real-time imagery, the concept, referred to as sensor-to-shooter, brings target images, including ones gathered by NRO satellites, right into the aircraft. Pilots can literally see what their targets look like while en route, making each mission more accurate and precise. In the realm of leading-edge technology, the NRO sponsors long-range theoretical studies such as TIPS, which stands for Tethered Physics and Survivability Study. Conducted at the Naval Research Laboratory, this effort looks at how space-based tethers might be used to generate power or to tie satellites together. The idea is to reduce weight, allowing for smaller, less costly satellites, an immediate NRO goal. NRO technology has been transferred to medical applications to improve mammography screening for breast cancer. Using image enhancement techniques originally developed to find weapon systems, a patient's current mammogram is digitally aligned with previous mammograms. Matching areas are then subtracted, detecting and highlighting any changes. This helps the physician spot a potential tumor far earlier than traditional techniques. NRO technology benefits other federal agencies as well. When natural disaster strikes, NRO spacecraft can image affected areas, providing preliminary damage assessments. Relief agencies can then direct aid where it's needed most. NRO systems can help study the environment by collecting data for crop assessment, mapping the habitats of endangered species, tracking oil spills, and studying wetlands. As we enter the 21st century, space operations play an increasingly critical role protecting U.S. interests around the globe. The NRO expects the increasing demand on its spacecraft to continue as they are relied upon to gather and relay intelligence rapidly and unimpeded from anywhere in the world, in peace and at war. Today's NRO team, people drawn from the CIA, Air Force, Navy, and many other agencies, are proud to continue their heritage of leadership and innovation in carrying out this vital mission. Which brings us back to the December morning in Vandenberg.
K-13 is go for launch.
In the new millennium, we will depend even more on satellite reconnaissance to dispel fear, warn of danger, and keep the peace.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And the NRO will continue to assure that the United States has the technology and spacecraft, the nation's eyes and ears in orbit, to exploit the ultimate vantage point: space.